Hello my dear YouTuber friends, and I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video, which is a review, and actually a build video, of the SanoDesk model number EQ5W by Flexispot.com. All details in the description below. They do a number of desks, a range of desks. Full transparency, I've been sent this for review. By the way, control panel here, it's a height adjustable desk, as you can see there. Now, like I say, I've been sent this for review by Flexispot.com. All thoughts and opinions are my own, so let's not hesitate. Let's get on with the video. So let's rewind the clock. These are the boxes they came in. This is how it arrived. I've not even unboxed them at this point in the recording. You've got the surface table there. That's your top of the table, and the mechanical parts in the smaller box. Mechanical parts in the smaller box. I feel I must give a bit of a warning here, especially for those of you with back problems, stomach problems, or any kind of physical problems. The table itself, that's about, what, 10, 15 kilograms? I had no issues moving that bigger box. You would think otherwise, wouldn't you? You think it would be quite heavy. It's not, it's quite light. The smaller box, on the other hand, you would looking at it, you think, it can't be that heavy. Does actually come with a warning. Excuse the card there, I'm just covering up my address. Caution, heavy package, over 15 kilograms. It isn't joking. It isn't joking. That box, that smaller box, must weigh about 50 kilograms at the minimum, I would say. It's majorly heavy. We were sensible, two of us actually brought it into the house. When I'm moving it around, I'm kind of swiveling it and sliding it around. There's no way I'm picking that up. Unless you're a super strong man, that will cause you an injury carrying that alone. So just beware of that smaller box. It must have some majorly heavy parts in that. Another thing to mention, this will be more obvious. See there, size of work surface, 120 by 60 by 2.5 centimeters. So it's 4 feet in length, 2 feet across, and 2.5 centimeters thick. So make sure you have an area that's probably at least 5 foot across that table can fit in. I'm going to set it up in this alcove just for this video. And that's 5 feet across. It's over 5 feet across, so I should have no issues there. I do have a little office space beyond that door there with that mirror. I hopefully can get it in there because that's where I'm going to keep it generally. But yeah, what I'm not going to do is an unboxing here, step-by-step unboxing. I'm going to do an unboxing, but not step-by-step. I'm not going to let you watch me cut into the box to get bits out. That just wastes time. That's just a waste of time, in my opinion. So I'm going to get the bits out and let you see what's inside these boxes. Okay, so let's do these one at a time. This is what's in that smaller box. So all different mechanical parts, machinery there which will move the table up and down. These must be the legs or something similar. And this is where the weight comes. These are heavy. So that's where the majority of the weight was. Instruction manual there as well. Apparently includes some kind of wrench, which is the way you'll put it together. Inside with the nuts and bolts. So everything you need is apparently in there, which is good. All good quality stuff, incredibly heavy. I mean, really, really heavy stuff in there, as I've probably mentioned already. But it all seems good solid quality and very interesting to see. Let's pull out the surface table and see what that looks like. So the table surface out of the box, nothing much to say there. You can see all around this it's got pre-drilled holes so you could fit the mechanical parts and goodness knows what and legs, etc, etc to it. So all those parts over there. Yeah, I love the colour. And yeah, it's handy. It comes with the pre-drilled holes as well. I would hate to have to do that. It's a great big surface, isn't it? I'm looking forward to getting this put together. So there you go. That's the surface table and the legs and mechanical parts all out of the boxes. That's what it will look like. It didn't take me long to get them out of the boxes either. Took a matter of 5 minutes or so, so quite easy. Let's see if it's so easy putting this whole thing together. Okay, so I'm in mid-progress of putting this table together. I'm getting the mechanical legs on now. These will raise and lower the table. I've got that one secured in. Bit of a tip with this one, well, with both of them in fact. If you're going to get this table, you've got screws, you've got one there, one here, and one round the other side there. Put the two corner-on ones first. Don't put the same side on first. Put one in each corner first, or vice versa, and then put the others on. It makes it a lot easier to screw in. It was difficult if you put the screws on one side. I'm becoming quite adept at this kind of thing, aren't I? It's good. It's only about 10 minutes in, this 5-10 minutes in. Very easy so far to put together. And it's partly due to the way they've labelled the screws. Now I'm on screws B's for these legs. So I've just got 2 more to put in. Then it'll be screws C's and D's for each part of the job. F, G, etc. I love that little labelling on the package. Just makes it the whole job a lot easier. And there's a little wrench you get with it. That's all I've needed so far. So I shall continue and report back on further progress. Okay, just a quick update before I call it a night. I actually started this about 9 o'clock. I had a spare hour before bed and thought, why not get started? And once I get started with a DIY job, it's difficult to stop, but I am going to stop. I've actually got the table, the mechanical parts screwed into the tables in the pre-drilled holes. Now it was a little bit tricky to do that first. Thankfully the manual explains you can loosen these screws, which I have there with the Allen key. Where's the Allen key? Oh, the Allen key's around somewhere. Loosen them, and then if the screws don't quite fit the holes, just loosen this, pull out bar, then tighten it back up. And the screws, I've only got 2 more to go. There's 2 screws on each side, so 4 screws on each side rather. I put the cornet ones in first, and then I've got 2 more screws to put in. It does suggest an electric screwdriver in the manual. I just used my trusty old screwdriver I've had for years, my rusty, trusty screwdriver, Phillips head, that I've had for years. And the screws went in fine as soon as I loosened that middle bit. Just pulled it out a tiny fraction, and it was enough to get those screws in, to get them fitted in the right place. So I'm going to call it a night, but can you see an issue here? I told you, I'm going to repeat it because it's worth repeating. It's a heavy unit. I should be able to tip the table once I've got it secured. I should be able to tip it up and get it righted so the feet are at the bottom, obviously the table part's at the top. Ideally, have 2 of you on standby. Depends on your strength. I don't think I'll have much trouble with this myself. But it is something to bear in mind. You're going to have to screw it down table down, so the surface of the table flat on the floor, screw everything in. I've still got the machinery to put in there. I'll do that tomorrow probably when I get home from work. It didn't take me long though, and I am a novice at DIY. I'm not a DIYer. Give me paperwork, give me numbers, give me some accounts to do. No problem. Give me DIY to do. Well, it either goes well or goes badly. This is pretty straightforward. Even those screws, putting those screws in, suggested an electronic screwdriver. Is that what you call them? But I just used a manual screwdriver and they went in. So there you go. Progress so far. Overall, not too difficult. And I'm quite impressed with myself so far. So I'll get this finished off probably tomorrow or the day after. Won't matter to you. It'll just be a minute for the video. And I shall report back with more progress. So this is the evening after the previous parts I just recorded. I went to bed, went to work, came home and spent a further half an hour putting this together. Easy peasy. I thought this would take me hours, days, or a whole day. Even for a newbie or a novice DIYer, let's say, you can get this put together in about an hour. Maybe an hour and a half if you went slow like I did. Very simple. Very impressed how easy it was to put together. Everything's pretty much screwed in. I showed you that I screwed in the legs before I went to bed last night. I actually had to turn this whole body around on the table because according to the diagram, if I show you there, these legs, the way they are showing this way. I had it the other way, so I had to turn the whole metal frame around. But that didn't take me long. I just unscrewed it and put it back in again. There's a little holder there for a power supply that slides along, so you can move that along. That's designed that way. A couple of screws in here for the kind of control panel. Let me show you that in action. So you can see that moving up and down. Is it going to go the other way? Let me just press another button. There you go, and you got predefined things that you can set. I'll show you this properly when I've turned the table over. But you have like pre-designed settings. See if this one will work. There we go. So I've just programmed in a couple of pre-designed heights you can set the table going to. You can see that's rising. And you can descend and goodness knows what. So all very nifty. This wants screwing down onto the table. If you don't have an electric screwdriver, completely too difficult to do. Doesn't have any pre-drilled holes like this. Gotta watch this. The table does get, maybe my hands are a bit sweaty. They shouldn't be. But it can leave marks and they fade, so it's not too bad. Anyway, it doesn't have pre-drilled holes, so I used a couple of no more nails. Removable strips, double-sided strips. One on each side. It's a light box, so I'm not too concerned about that. The wiring, let's go back to the booklet. That's what it explains with very little writing in the booklet. Just give you a little bit more there. But it's all self-explanatory. I'm not too worried about electrical stuff anyway. I can figure it out quite easy. That's my forte. But these cable ends, shall we say, the connectors, only fit one way, really. So it wasn't too difficult to figure out. You do get cable ties, and those have a double-sided sticky thing as well, if you want to use that, or you can nail them in. I'm going to use the sticky pads on them. For cable management, which I will do in a moment. But there you go. I've just got to do a bit of cable management. It should take me 10 minutes or so. Turn the table over. And Bob's your uncle. Let's just step back a little bit, give you a better view of that. Not bad, eh? Not bad at all. Let's continue. Okay, so table righted the right way up. It wasn't difficult. I'm by myself at the moment, so I had to do this by myself. And to turn it the right way up, the way it should be. It wasn't difficult for one person. Moving it around, on the other hand, get a couple of people, at least 2 of you, to move that table around. It weighs a ton. Have I mentioned that already? But it does. It does. It's not your average weight table. It's probably 3 to 4 times heavier. It does weigh quite a lot. So get at least another person to help you if you're going to move it around. I managed it. Lovely top. Plenty of room there. I'll come back to that later in the video. Cable management, simple cable management beneath it. I could have done a little bit better, but unless you're beneath the table, you're not going to see those cables there. I've just done a quick cable management, literally 2 or 3 minutes. I can rearrange that to make it a little bit neater, but that's okay for the moment. I've left the main cable going out to the socket dangling because I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put the table as of this point. As you can see, I've left it out for another reason. Lots of wire there, lots of room. This is next to the socket. If yours wasn't and you didn't have an extension lead, you're going to get a few meters out of that. I'm not sure exactly how many, but I'm estimating 2 or 3 meters. So quite generous. And you know, you should be really near a socket, but if you're not, if you can't get near a socket where you want this table, or if you've got an idea of where you want a table like this and it's not near a socket, yeah, you've got quite a generous amount of lead. Let's get to the fun part, shall we? The control panel. Let's give you a quick overview. You've got the up button, down button. So up, down. I'll show you that more in a second. Looks like a standing position and seating. I've not mess with this too much. And you've got 3 and 4 and memory. I'll show you what these do in a moment, but let's go all the way up, shall we? Let's see how high we can go. You even get a digital readout there. What's that going to be in centimeters, inches? I'll have to read the manual. How high can we go? Pints of bitter, please. It's like being at a bar. I mean, who's going to use it like this? It's probably 5 foot at this height. Yeah, I would say so. I guess, yeah, well, I'd want it personally. Depends how tall you are, really, doesn't it? I'm about 6 foot or so, but if you were a bit taller, then yeah. Anyway, how low can we go? Oh, on the way down, let's choose a good height. Yes, just for example, this height. I want to save that. Easy to do. I want to put that into memory. All you need to do is press the M button and press one of these buttons here, 3 or 4. I'm going to try that again. M, I'm going to press number 4. That's now stored in memory. So if I go all the way down, just go pretty low. You would have to be a pretty small person if you want it this low. Maybe a child. Yeah, for a child, I would say. Child's chair. Like, it's difficult to give you an estimation of how tall that is, but it's quite small. But let's go to my pre-programmed height. So number 4, wasn't it? Up it goes by itself to that height that we set before. All very nifty. I'm quite impressed with it on my first impressions. Tell you what I'll do. I'm going to populate the table a little, and I'll be back with my final thoughts. There she is in all her beauty. I've just got several things set up there. My Series S, just a 1080p 24-inch monitor, I believe it is. If you've got a bigger monitor, just move things around. You're going to be able to get a great big one at the back there. Keyboard, mouse, Velocity 1, Hold Task 1, cup of tea if you want to here, whatever you want to. Let's just rise that up a bit. Maybe I just want it a bit higher. There we go, that's more. So if I want to stand now and play that, it's right next to me, look, I can do. Wonderful, what do I think of it? Build quality. I can't fault it. Now, I'm going to link the website for Flexispots down below, where you can go and get this. It's about a few hundred pound for the desk. You can pay a lot more for these types of desks. Lovely surface. Great big surface as well. I like the size of it. Obviously, it beats anything I've got at the moment. This is definitely going to be my main desk. What a great gift. I mean, I'm so thankful that they chose me to review this. I was thinking of buying one anyway for certain. It just came at the right time. I think it's fantastic. Sturdy build quality. Good, strong metal. Yeah, I've mentioned the weight of it. It's not light, but I don't think any of these types of desks are. They're meant to go in one position, one place where you want it. And, you know, it's meant to stay there unless you're moving or moving house, then, you know, pretty much take it apart to make it easier for yourself. That's what I'll be doing. Enough work surface to play anything there. I mean, if you can imagine, if this is going to be my main desk where I'm going to do all my perhaps future videos, or a lot of them, future editing, research, have my PC below, may not be in this specific place where it's at the moment, but I have my PC below the desk, lots of room below there. Obviously, with your controllers, cable management is your responsibility. I've not done any there, this is just an example. So ignore those dangling cables. Those are coming from the monitor, the Series S, probably partly my Velocity 1 as well, and my keyboard. So it's all adding to it, but that's your responsibility. I could tidy them up once it's in the right place, of course. Listen, I can't fault it personally. For a few £100 rather than a few £1,000, you're getting good build quality, easy to put together. I really am a DIY novice. I'm maybe more adept than I used to be because I've built a few different products now. But, you know, DIY is not my thing. These types of things terrify me, these types of projects. Thanks to the, let's just turn around quickly, thanks to the manual there, oh, my shadow's well in the way there. Thanks to the manual and the way the screws come with the different compartments, just made the whole job rather easy, and I didn't even have to touch an electric screwdriver or one of my builder friends to come and help me build it. Fully recommend it. I'm gonna have lots of fun. I'm just excited now. I genuinely am excited to be using this. And you can expect a few more videos where I'll be doing projects, not specifically talking about the desk, but future projects I'll certainly be using this desk. Anyway, I'll be interested to know your thoughts. Let's try that sentence again. I'll be interested to know your thoughts. Give the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more, mainly flight simulator videos on the way. Just beware of that. And I'll see you soon.